Hello and welcome back to our rhythm volume video 2. We are picking up where we stopped on 16th note rhythms. You will find that you can download a page. The page is called Rhythm Solo 1. What that page incorporates is, apart from the fact that you really need to practice, and it's really the top end, is that you play a 16th note figure in your hi-hat. In this case, in this page, it's this figure. And then you play 16th divided between bass drum and hi-hat. Okay, I just go and play a few bars. Don't want to go too fast with this. Nice and easy. 2, 3, 4. Okay, just a few bars. This is the principle. This is a summary page. It summarizes. And the idea of playing eighth is a very good idea in the beginning, and then you start to change that figure in your hi-hat into all kinds of things, and ultimately what will happen, you will open your hi-hat. Okay? That of course incorporates total pedal control. So there is an element of practice. Please, you need to practice. But where do you begin? You begin at the beginning, and it's called how to build a groove. Now, how would you build a groove? In reality, you are building a groove with your musicians. You are building a groove based on a song you know, and you just write it down. You are building your groove with your bass player, because you and your bass player should obviously cooperate in this. But you will find pages which are headlined how to build a groove, and what they do, they suggest to you to approach how you want to approach this. Now look at this. Look at the first two bars. We've got the most basic of all rhythms. It's this one. Okay? You've got 4 repeat signs. They are there, so you just get into the motion. And now look at the next bar. 2, 3, 4. Okay? Look at the next bar. We change hi-hat. That's all we do. And we play the same figure again. And we change hi-hat. And we play the same figure again. And now we bring both hands over. And we play the same figure again. Okay? Of course, when you look at the last bar I've just played, bar number 8 on that page, you realize the 16th note figure you play has to be interrupted by bringing your right hand over to the snare drum. So it's not straight 16th. Look at the next section. It includes the element of syncopation, which is a subject we are dealing with in a few minutes. Now, here it comes. And then we change the hi-hat. Now that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Here we go. And we change the hi-hat again. And now we do the same thing again with our 16th. Now you have to bring the A over, the A of the 1 over to the snare. It's going to be this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? On a little side remark, I would like to say, if you have a figure like this, okay, with the A on your snare drum, you are more than welcome to use the 4th paradiddle, yeah? Because it's more comfortable sometimes to bring your right hand over to the hi-hat. Or, of course, you must not hear a difference. That's the art. But you use the paradiddles to obviously be able to do stuff like that. When we are talking about a paradiddle, we are also talking about a technical motion, and there is another section in the rhythm volume dealing with grooves including technical movements. This is another example, as we did, as you may remember, in the beginning of the technique. I just have a section of papers and they are taking us through the rhythm volume. So this is grooves including technical elements. Now you remember, it all begins with a single stroke roll. Bring it over, incorporate a double stroke roll as a little application. Paradiddle. It all stands and falls with the quality of what you do in your bass drum. Okay? When we are going to talk about syncopation, we realize the definition of syncopation is actually to interrupt a line. So if you look at 16/16 or 8/8 and I take one of them out, I have therefore achieved syncopation. That is really the definition of syncopation. There are many definitions of syncopation out there. If I ask you to play the 2 and the 4, and I go the next step, I ask you to play the 1A or the 3 and, I am now talking about syncopation. And you will find many examples of that in those pages. How to build a groove, grooves including technical elements. I'm looking at the grooves including technical elements, and it is another example, and I honestly must mention this in this context. I am not in a room with you. I do not know what you do. I do not know how you perceive such information. So please print it out, have a go. When in doubt, send me an email or talk to your teacher, because many of these things can be misinterpreted, and you probably are in danger of doing more damage than good with that. But if you look at the stuff, it is really self-explanatory, and I'm not going to play all these grooves because we're going to be here until Christmas, but just point a few out. Say, for example, let's just do the very first one, the top, where you have a single stroke roll in your snare drum and your bass drum with simple eighth in your hi-hat, rudely interrupted and kind of not really right. Hit the 2 and the 4, very important. So here we go, just as an example, here we go. Okay, go down, look at the double stroke, movement number 3, here we go. Okay, look at something totally out of context, movement number 6, where I take away the 2 altogether, here we go. Yeah, many of these movements are applications. They make it nice, they make it interesting. You can begin a groove like and just incorporate one of those. This is for exercise purposes. It doesn't qualify as a full-on groove. You go a little further down, you do find rather tricky things. Because I'm taking a technical movement and I'm interrupting it. So when I say this is kind of a paradiddle, yes, but I take one note out. That turns it into syncopation. Very important. Or, of course, you have the possibility of playing a paradiddle, but you play it between your bass drum and your hi-hat. Here's the example. Okay, and you arrange your snare around it. Or you incorporate, you kind of start almost in a para-rhythmical way. Okay? This is all grooves, this is all technical elements, and now we are talking syncopation. In the next volume, enjoy yourself, take your time, do not rush, take your time. Thank you very much, God bless you, have a good practice, bye.